Hi guys, it's Adam, and this is Thursday Talks episode 19. I'm still enthusiastic after recording this twice, and one of those times it was 40 odd minutes long, because the questions today are really cool, and I'm very, very passionate about the topics that that the questions are about. So yeah, I kind of dragged it on, and I thought I can't upload that. It'll take forever to upload. People probably won't watch it all anyway. So I'm going to be really unpassionate, really what's the word? Not unopinionated, because I have to give my opinion to answer the question, but just not as passionate, because maybe not as enthusiastic, hopefully, because I don't want this video to get really long. The problem is I ramble on because I love answering questions. So first, Retro Boot Disc asks, do I write off or offset any expenses like heating, electricity, things like that? And because I live with my parents, I don't pay anything. I don't even pay rent at the moment, believe it or not, which is amazing. I think I'll probably be starting to pay rent like when I'm 21. But yeah, for the moment I don't even pay rent, so it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't know whether I have to do anything with that side of it. Like, I don't know myself, to be honest. If I paid my mum and dad rent, then I would probably take it out of my wages that come out of the business, which is after my net profit anyway, because technically it's my rent, not the business's rent, although I'd be using it for the business. So what I may do is, say I pay a fixed rent, then I would find out how much I use of that electricity for the business, and say that's 50%, which it more than likely is. I would then obviously divide that rent by 50%, put 50% of the cost as a business expense, and then I might be able to offset that somehow. I don't know. And then the other 50%, I would take out my wages, because that's part of my personal sort of use of the rooms. But yeah, I don't know. I need to look into it more. To be honest, I haven't a clue what I'm saying. This may be completely wrong, and if someone would like to direct me into what I exactly have to do with all that, it would be good. But yeah, for the moment, I don't pay rent, I don't pay anything, so I can't really offset anything. But whether I should be doing, because I do use the electricity and stuff for my business, so maybe I should be paying my mum and dad, so that then I can put it as an expense in the tax return, because really I need to. So I don't know, but when I look at the tax return and I'll do some more research, what I'll do is I may end up having to pay some money to my mum and dad for last year's electric in last tax year, like electric heating, etc. So then I'm, doing it sort of right, but I don't know how to go about it. I'm in a bit of a funny situation, so yeah, I'm sure I'll sort that out and stuff. But for your answer, no, I don't currently, but I will be doing. But whether that be this tax year or next tax year, I don't know. Obviously, I've got to do that research. So yeah, that's that one. That's the easy question out of the way. And now I'll try and just stick to being less passionate, less infused, and just state answers. So David McGregor, he asks, what was it now? I haven't got the questions up. I'm trying to remember. Who is your favourite? That was it. Who is your favourite King or Queen of Great Britain? Now there's so many, and in my last recording attempt, I probably went on for ages just on this. So I'm going to say Richard III because he had a disability. His dad and his father didn't want him to be in power, so they commissioned a portrait of him looking like a bit of a demon. They put his thumb like as a spike, and they put his back slanted. He did actually have a medical condition that made his spine. It was something like his spine was completely off, and his back was hunched. However, they tried to do it so that he would look like really like sort of demonish or different, and then it put the public into disarray, and they'd think, we don't want this person in charge, and they'd try and overthrow him. Now there was all that talk about him killing his nephews, the princes in the tower. We don't really know if that's completely true, and for me, because I'm pro Richard III, I'm obviously going to be opinionated and be biased towards the fact that he didn't kill them. Now, I'm not a fan of bias. I do not like bias, and I think it's the one thing that humans... it's one of the biggest drawbacks of humanity, having bias towards something. But then again, having bias can be great, like your bias in terms of you love someone, and that's a great bias. It's a great bias for a lot of people. But there's other bias that make like difficult situations, like defusing a bomb or something, or like really life-threatening situations. The bias can make it so that you're actually gonna essentially kill yourself, or you're gonna die or something. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of bias, so I try to be as unbiased as I can. But in this respect, I would be pro Richard III and the fact that he didn't kill his nephews in the tower. So yeah, the reason I like him so much is that he was the last king to ride into battle with his men on the 22nd of August, 1485 in Bosworth Field, and the fact that he had this disability, which would have been very uncomfortable to live with, and he had to wear chainmail, he had to wear heavy-duty armour, he had to go riding on his horse. So to do all that with that disability, I mean, it's incredible just to be able to say that he did that. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons, because I can sort of empathise a little bit with him because I've got a disability of my own. I mean, I'm not saying that my disability is anything really, but compared to what he had, but at least I can emphasise slightly. So yeah, that's why I've got that bit of a connection or attraction with that king in particular. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, because last time I recorded this, I went on for 10 minutes rambling, and you don't want to hear me rambling about random kings and queens and stuff all the time. So we'll keep it at that. Next question is from David McGregor, is what is your favourite dinosaur? And that would be Archaeopteryx. In German it means original bird, and in Latin it means first bird. And yeah, it was just, for me, Archaeopteryx represents the change between dinosaurs and birds. It is categorised as what's known as a dino bird, which is, again, like the leap between dinosaurs and birds. It evolved 151.5 million years ago, which is, I believe, early to mid-Jurassic. Again, I need to do some more research, because I did loads of research in high school on loads of different topics, absolutely loads, and I've lost a lot of the knowledge because I've not kept it up and stuff. I used to have a ruler with all the kings and queens and the dates on, and I used to know all the dates off by heart. I've lost that a bit now. I know quite a lot of them still, but I've lost that a bit. But yeah, I just love learning new things, like weird things, and history is my main thing from sort of 200 million years ago up until the present day, and I know loads of different things in between. So that's I mean, it's just my one thing I love, as well as business, of course. So yeah, Archaeopteryx, that's got to be the one. There are some prehistoric creatures that I like: direwolf, megalodon, Smilodon fatalis, otherwise known as a saber-toothed cat, but not the saber-toothed tiger. It was not related to any tiger family. It is a cat. It's a saber-toothed cat. Sorry, that just pisses me off when people say saber-toothed tiger, so I have to correct people on that. Just one of the things I just don't like. Yeah. What else? Mastodon, Columbian mammoth, Titanis, terror birds, Glyptodon, giant land sloth, cave bear. Yeah, quite a lot actually. And now Fake Rachel asks on the back of David's question, what was it now? What's your worst king or queen? That'd have to be Mary, Queen of Scots. She came into power just after Edward IV, I think. I think it was Edward IV, who was the son of Henry VIII and Jane Seymour, I think it was Jane Seymour. And he ruled from 1547 to 1553, and he died very young. And then you had Mary, Queen of Scots, who took over. The reason I don't like her is she burned all those Protestants at the stake, and I just think, why would you do that over religion? You know, I mean, there was tons of wars like the Crusades and stuff that had battles over religion. I've never truly understood why that could happen over such, you know, I mean, I understand it's a very personal thing, religion, and it can get very heated between people, but I wouldn't end up killing someone just over religion. So I didn't like that. I'm not a fan of the Crusades. I love learning about the Crusades, but I'm not a fan of what they sort of represented at that time. But yeah, so I'd say Mary, Queen of Scots for just the fact that she was, hate to say it, but a bit of a bitch with it all. So yeah, she didn't rule for very long anyway. She only ruled for 5 years, 1553 to 1558. So yeah, I was okay with that. You know, when I knew she had only ruled for that long, I was like, well, you know, serves her right. Yeah, so that's that. I suppose that's the worst king or queen. I'd probably say, I don't know, like another one would probably be something like maybe George II or something. George III I like. I think I like George III, but George II I don't think I was too impressed with. But yeah, I quite like the Georgian era for antiques and furniture and things like that, but not for kings. And then she asked, what is the most useless dinosaur that I know? And you know those ones from Jurassic Park, The Lost World, that attack that guy, those little fiddly ones? Yeah, them. I don't know what they're called. I think it begins with a silent P. But yeah, them. They're just useless. They could literally drown in an Argentinosaurus' footprint. And Argentinosaurus is biggest dinosaur to ever lived, named, I believe, after Argentina. I don't know whether there'd be anything else it could be named after. And yeah, like when they were walking, the footprints were so massive that the smaller dinosaurs could actually drown in them if it filled with water, you know, after heavy rain or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's not really cool, it's death, but you know, it's pretty, it's like weird how that happened. Yeah, so I think that does it. At least I've made this a bit shorter. Oh, my voice is going now because I've been talking for so long. At least I made this a bit shorter. I'm sorry it's been rushed, but I've done it about twice before, and I've probably been at this an hour now. So, you know, I've not got much more passion and much more puff in my lungs left. So, yeah. I'll see you very soon, guys. Don't forget to check out my website and my Facebook page below. And as always, drop your comments and questions below. They can be reselling or not reselling. It's entirely your choice. And I will see you in a few days. I am going to another car boot. I did go to a car boot last weekend. I didn't film the haul because I went late and it was pretty it's sort of like low, very, very small haul. I couldn't find the words then. A very small haul is what I meant to say. So yeah, I didn't film it, and I may film this next one. It is at a school, so this next one, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to be all that good. Don't think there's going to be that many cars there. I would say probably 30 or something, maybe 40. I don't know, but yeah. So I will probably do a haul for that, but if I don't get much, I don't know. I might add it. I might do that haul and add it onto something else, like a charity shop haul. So then I've got an actual video, so that there's not just like a little tiny haul. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I'll get some good stuff at the weekend from the car boot, but I'm not holding out loads of hope. I've got charity shops on Saturday as usual as well. So yeah, it should be a good weekend. I've got another Lego job lot, and I might do a little video on that, or tie it in with the car boot haul, because it's pretty cool. It's a bit different than I thought. There's a few better things in there than I thought, but I don't know. I'll have already listed some stuff by then. My target for the week listing wise is 70 items. I am on 33 at the moment, and we're Thursday. So if I can do 10 today, 10 tomorrow, 10 Saturday, 10 Sunday, that's 40. That would take me up to 73. Active listings are 318, and active quantity of listings are just below 500. FBA listings are around the 150 mark. And I've just sent a box up, but it wasn't very, wasn't loads of items in it or anything. So I think I'm around the 150, 160 at FBA. So total amount of products, including all quantities, on both platforms are over the 600 now, which is amazing. I said I wanted to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and that's still going to be a hard target, because Q4 will clear me out anyway. So I'm still sticking with that target of 1,000 by the end of the year, and I think it may even be a little bit optimistic with Q4, when obviously it clears me out. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, there's nothing left to say, but yeah, happy picking, and hope you've had some good sales. See you soon.